But the article basically says a recent study showed that social media use is linked to increased feelings of depression and loneliness. Going 30 days without it, I kind of did experience some withdrawals and I did experience some FOMO. Hi everyone, so I just completed 30 days without social media on my phone. Well, pretty much I just wasn't checking my newsfeed. I wasn't on Instagram stories or really checking anything while I'm out and about. I still used it on my desktop so that I could upload photos, but I tried to prevent myself from having it in my reach all the time because I noticed that whenever I go out with my friends or if I'm having dinner, I tend to check my phone a lot. And I wanted to start 2019 by being present and by just really focusing on the moment and not worrying so much about, oh, I need to post this on my Instagram or I need to show on my stories what I'm doing. Because I started thinking about the fact that if I didn't put something on my story, well, did it even happen? And I just felt so silly thinking that way because of course it happened and I do these things for myself, not for anyone else. But if it encourages other people, then that's great. So I'm not saying social media is all bad and I feel like it really does encourage people, but there are moments where we need to kind of take a step back and remember that life goes on without social media. So I went on a 30-day journey without it, and I'm just gonna share with you guys these little journal entries that I put and how I felt about each day that went on without it. I never saw this as an addiction, but then going 30 days without it, I kind of did experience some withdrawals and I did experience some FOMO where I'm like, oh, I didn't see this person's post and I wonder what they're doing. Oh, look, they're having so much fun. That's when I'm like on my desktop. But I read this article, I'll link it down below. But the article basically says a recent study showed that social media use is linked to increased feelings of depression and loneliness. This was even more apparent for those who are already experiencing depression. And I think it just comes from the fact that we are constantly comparing ourselves. And when I wasn't on my phone and I wasn't on social media, it just helped me to not compare myself to anyone except in real life. But when it's on your phone, it's constant. You constantly see someone's photo of them having fun, of them looking cute, of them eating something delicious that you're not eating, and we're constantly comparing ourselves, and that cannot be healthy if we're doing it all the time. And so it's good to have some boundaries and reminding yourself of when you should and should not do it. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase right now, you guys. This is what I always do. It's okay to unfollow someone if they don't make you feel good. If seeing their post doesn't make you feel good, no one's telling you to follow them. You can go ahead and unfollow. That doesn't mean you hate them. That just means there's some negative feelings that come up and I'm just going to choose to walk away from it. But also think about why it brings up negative feelings. Like for me, sometimes there are certain people that I follow where I just like jealousy comes over me and I feel like I wish I was them. The comparison is the thief of contentment and the thief of our joy. And so I just don't think that's fair to me for me to look at someone else and want their life and to covet their life, because I have a great life too and we're all on our separate journeys. And so if you see something and you don't feel encouraged by it, just don't look at it anymore. And then on the flip side, there are people that I follow that I aspire to be like, that I'm so encouraged by them. I want to be like them. Am I like them? No. But all of their good qualities I want to emulate. I think that's beautiful. And then social media also helps us connect with people and to keep in touch with people that we normally wouldn't because we're so far away from each other. So let me just go ahead and talk to you guys about what this journey was like, and I really do encourage you to try it at least once a year. And if you don't want to do a whole month, just do 2 weeks. This was the first day. The first thing I did was look for Instagram instantly and I went, oh, where'd it go? Because I forgot I deleted it. I then felt this withdrawal and I wanted to see my feed and all the photos people had been uploading while I was sleeping. And then I immediately thought I could go on my computer and go check, or I could go open up my Bible or my Bible app and then read that instead. So I chose to read my Bible instead, which is great. Usually I don't associate my desktop computer with social media because I'm not really on Instagram on my computer, and I have that option available for myself and I chose not to. Then I started scrolling through my own photo feed, like in my albums, just because I was so used to having something to look at that I went on my photos and I started like clearing it out because I didn't know what else to do on my phone. On my second day, instead of reaching for my phone, I grabbed my Bible instead because I already remembered I don't have social media. I worked out with my friend and we talked about what I was doing, and then she was inspired to also kind of disconnect from her phone, so I thought that was really cool. And she also wanted to make more time for God, and so saving time by not looking on my Instagram and reading my Bible instead has been wonderful. Day 4, it got easier. I didn't feel the need to constantly be preoccupied, and I was okay with some silence, and I was okay with just putting my phone away and not looking at it. I have been a little less responsive on my text messages because I'm not on my phone all the time anymore. So on my 6th day, I uploaded a video because it was Sunday, and then I also uploaded a promo on my Instagram, and then I really wanted to check my comments, and I really wanted to kind of look and see how the engagement was going, but then I couldn't because I was not home, and so I wasn't able to check until I got home to check on my computer. But at church and stuff, I was like, I want to check, but I can't, and also I shouldn't be checking at church anyway. On the 7th day, I went grocery shopping because I saw something that my friend bought that was really good. It's the Siete Foods spicy queso that I put in my waking up at 5 a.m. video. I wanted to send it to her, but I don't have her phone number. I just talked to her on Instagram, and so then I just didn't. And it's okay. Life went on. On the 10th day, I had worked out a lot, and I really wanted to share with people all the different workouts that I was doing, but then I couldn't because I didn't have my stories. So then I just didn't, and life goes on. So day 18, almost 3 weeks in, I'm starting to realize what posts do to my self-esteem, because I was looking through my desktop a lot more and seeing all these pictures that I had missed. And then I started feeling like, oh wow, I can sense how much this changes my mood, and the fact that I was totally fine before I was looking at these photos, but now that I'm looking at them, I'm starting to compare myself, and I'm not as happy as I was prior to. And then there's some photos where I'm like, where it's funny, there's memes, there's people having a good time, or someone just got engaged, and that's very exciting. But then there's also things where I'm like, wow, I really wish I had her body, or I wish my hair looked like that. So yeah, I mean, even me being on YouTube is a social media platform as well, and I'm very thankful for it, and I love seeing your comments, but I also need to be mindful to not get consumed by this world, and knowing that it's just part of my life, it's not my whole life. So now I'm back on social media, but I'll still keep all of this in mind. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.